RSL Insider presented by AT&T. I'm your host, Brian Dunseth. Real Salt Lake back at training this week following back-to-back home losses against the LA Galaxy and the San Jose Earthquakes. Good news, though, for RSL fans. Real Salt Lake unbeaten in their previous 4 matches on the road as they face the Columbus Crew at Crew Stadium. And with the team leaving Thursday afternoon to head back east, head coach Jason Kreis has gone public with the fact that they've acknowledged their mistakes defensively while still recognizing they're off to the best start in club history.
The last 4 road games for this club, the team has gone unbeaten, has not allowed a goal in 315 minutes. So to what do you attribute that tenacity and mentality going back to late April?
I think that collectively, as a group, we have a very firm understanding of what our objective is on the road. I think that soccer's obviously a game with 2 sides, and transition, when you have the ball, when you don't have the ball, and then in transition. And sometimes at home we get a little bit, perhaps we could get a little bit over-aggressive with our mindset, and that causes us to allow goals. Maybe on the road we can become a little bit more narrowly focused on our objectives, and that helps us to get results.
As one of the leaders in this team, I mean, give your take on a difficult week, but at the same time, through 17 games, it's still the best RSL's ever done with 32 points.
I think we need to keep that in mind. The only reason why I think last week will have a negative influence on going forward is if we allow it to. If we realize that we're playing decent soccer, but we still want to get better, then I think that's the key that we need to focus on and just stay positive and stay confident. I think if we start letting some doubt creep in, that's when it can affect us, but it shouldn't.
How are you feeling about Chris if he does need to play center back again for you on Saturday? What did you see on Saturday, and has he tweaked some of that this week?
Yeah, I was really pleased with his individual performance. To look back at it, I mean, especially for his size, the number of challenges that he won over Lenhart and over Gordon when he came on, and over Wondolowski was very good. I thought he positioned himself very, very well. 90% of the plays. Obviously, the play at the end that cost us wasn't great, but Chris is a smart player, a mature player, and somebody that never shies away from taking accountability. So if he plays there, I would expect improvement.
I've played with Chris for many years, since my first year in the league, actually, when we were on the under-23 national team together. So I know what he brings to the table. He's a great player to play with, wins everything in the air, great with his feet, talks a lot. So very comfortable with him in the back. I don't think it changes much for us with him there.
What is the toughest adjustment to make when you're coming from outside back to center?
For me, it's the spacing, I think. Just trying to get my spacing right, and that's, well, it's important for everybody in that position, but especially for me. And so it's just getting used to kind of exactly where you're supposed to be and always be switched on. And so I tried to take a look at a little bit of video with CJ last week, and he's been great helping me out. And hopefully I'm getting a little bit better at it as we go forward.
Now, talk a little bit about going into Columbus, where the numbers say there hasn't been a lot of regular season success playing there once a year for 5 years, but there has been success for this club there in both CONCACAF and MLS playoffs.
It's a tough place for us to play, especially in the summertime when it's hot and humid. They play a very physical game at home. They're a blue collar team. They get after you on set pieces. So we're going to have our hands full for sure. If we don't bring our A game, we're going to miss out on some points.
They've kind of overhauled their team twice now, and have still been a very good team, playoff team, pretty much year in and year out. And so I don't know quite as many guys as I used to, but I realize that they're having a pretty solid season again, and they're always tough to beat.
We have had some good memories of the Columbus Stadium. I'm not so sure we've had any good league memories, though. And so for me, it's still another hurdle that we need to climb, similar to the Texas situation. And it's a game now. We know that we're going into it having suffered 2 losses in a row. 3 losses in a row are always going to be completely unfathomable and unacceptable for us. So I'm hoping that all of the guys feel like we have enough to prove on Saturday night, that we put in a little extra effort to get a result.